Hi, guys. How's it going? Matt from Foul Ball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you're doing well. I'm doing phenomenally. Thank you. Thank you very much. So The Mandalorian, hot topic right now. Hot, contentious topic. Where do we stand? Is it good? Is it more of Kathleen Kennedy's evil empire? Pedro Pascal rumors. Has he quit the show? We don't know. Lots of things up in the air with this show. And chiefly for me is, do I give a shit? I honestly don't know. I really don't know if I care. So in an effort to deduce whether I care, I decided to do an extensive review of season 1. Yes. And that's why you're here. So I'm going to go through every episode, kind of break it all down and see how I feel, and then jump right into season 2, and we'll go from there. We'll see if Matt from Foul Ball Productions is interested in The Mandalorian. I'm sure you're all dying to know. What does he think? It must be chatter in offices across America, if anyone was working in offices anymore.
You get the idea. Make it a joke.
Real quick, before we do that, guys, you know what I'm going to say, and you know you got to do it. So please, like the fate of the galaxy is in your hands, press that like button. Do it for Luke. Do it for the original trilogy. Do it because you love Star Wars just like me. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Please subscribe. It means the world to me. Means the world. Every single time I get a new subscriber, I get a little giddy inside. I get excited. I get happy. It feels good. And thank you so much for all my loyal subscribers. You're amazing people. You're good Americans. Good humans. That's what you are. Thanks for being a part of what I do. It means a lot. Means a lot. Okay.
So, Mando.
So I just finished chapter 1, and I had like a similar feeling as to the last time I watched it, which was excitement. Right? The first time I watched it, I was genuinely excited. It was cool. It was very cool. That opening scene in the bar is badass. Like, it's definitely not breaking any new ground as far as what you've seen in film, but it's cool that it's taking some Western tropes and throwing it into Star Wars in kind of like a new way. I thought that was really cool. And it had like a good amount of grit on it that I liked. He took the knife and put it to the guy's throat. That was really cool. And then Mando starts shooting everybody, and he cuts the guy off in that iris door. He cuts him in half. That was pretty gruesome. That was cool, you know, like Star Wars definitely, the OST has some of that in there. Some that's like, it's all happens off screen, but there's some gruesome stuff where you're like, ooh, yikes. So that was cool to see that. I thought that was a good way to establish it. And then it proceeds to him being on the ice, which seems to be everywhere, which I thought was kind of strange because it's like, what is this bar sitting on? Are you telling me this bar sits on ice? That's dumb. I mean, just make it the coast or something. Put it like a coast of an ice lake or ice ocean or whatever. And this kind of where it gets a little inconsistent for me. So then he goes outside and he like hails a cab essentially, and it's driven by Brian Posehn, which was cool. But then it was like one of those disposable big CGI monster moments, which I was like, hey, that was something I didn't like about The Force Awakens, that whole thing with Han, where it's just a monster. Oh, it's a monster. Okay, whatever. It's just a cheap way to like get excitement and get drama. So whatever, fine. And, you know, it was interesting, but it's not amazing. So then they take off, and he's headed out to redeem his bounty once they get through the disposable monster moment. And it was interesting. I liked the ship. I thought the ship looked really cool. I liked his bounty, like talking and kind of being like trying to talk his way out of it a little bit, and saying things like he said something pre-Empire, talking about the ship, which I thought was a good bit of world building. It kind of lets you know where you are in the timeline of Star Wars, and like kind of, you know, reminds you that the world of this universe has changed, has shifted. Now there's no empire. It was a good bit of world building in one line. And so then his bounty uses the excuse to go use the bathroom, which as that happened, I was like, that's interesting. I've never seen a bathroom in Star Wars. I know that like beings, they shit because, you know, Star Wars prequels made good use of that. Well, they made use of that in their humor. Funny. So I'd never actually seen humans use the restroom in Star Wars before. So that was a bit of interesting development. Then the one thing that kind of stuck out to me that I thought was odd was that Mando, he carbon freezes all his bounties, which no, that's fan service, because in Empire, they established that carbon freezing is kind of a risky process, and it's not something that bounty hunters do. Like Boba Fett was like, I don't know if I like this, like it's no good to me dead. Like, so that was just a bit of fan service, and it's like, no, don't do that. Like, I like the idea if it was, I mean, it makes sense, but it still felt like, hey, remember from the last movie when they did carbon freezing? It's like, yeah, of course I do. So I don't know. I didn't like that because in the world that you're building off of, they established it's not something people do. So not amazing. And then when he gets down to, and then when Mando gets to whatever planet he's going to, and he meets Carl Weathers, the head of the Bounty Guild, I thought that was cool. I liked that. It felt like kind of like John Wick with the assassin guild, but still it was fun. It kind of got me excited. It was interesting. And he turns in all those fobs and gets like the reward, and he won't give him the money and that whole thing, so on and so forth. But then he gets the offer from the old the remnants of the Empire, which that was cool. That was really cool. Like when he goes into the room and all the stormtroopers are still wearing their armor, like they're still like holding on to it, like it's like, even though we lost, it's like the fight's still in me, brother, kind of thing. And then it was like the Werner Herzog, who was awesome, has that emblem of the Empire and gives him like the mission. That was all really cool because that felt like old Nazis, who kind of like carry on like the traditions of the fallen empire. Like that was I thought that was a really nice touch, and I like that he gets the bounty that eventually leads to Baby Yoda from someone inside the like former Empire. I thought that was pretty clever. The thing though is like around all of this, so I just honestly the show it too much fan service, too much. It was good to see the world building, but the thing that like he has to talk to get into the building is the thing that's like at Jabba's palace, in Jedi. Which is like, well, there's no other door droids in this universe. There's like one model, really. I mean, think about the amount of brands of light bulbs there are. Like the idea that there's just one type of door droid, and then with the carbon freezing, and then seeing all these, there were parts of it that I thought worked. Like I liked the fact that you saw aliens from games and the show that you're familiar with, like, oh, that was the squid face guy. Oh, okay, cool. Like that was fun. It's cool to like see that, but like it just kind of started to pile up. You're like, all right, I get it. You're pulling things from the original trilogy. Okay, cool. It just got to be a little much. It just felt like there was like a checkbox. It just had to have a billion different things from the original trilogy. It's like, all right. But regardless, so he when he gets set on the mission, that was dope, and he gets that Imperial medal thing, and then he goes to the Mandalorian Guild or Mandalorian Enclave, whatever, and she gives him the medal, which to melt down and turn into armor. And her armor looked cool. The head of the Mandalorian group, that was cool, like a centurion, like a Spartan soldier. That was tight. It was pulled straight out of world history, but it looked really good. Like I thought that was badass. And the armor, like the Imperial metal, like having that imprint on it, that was like, to me, that was like Nazi gold. I was like, ooh, nice touch. Kind of like spoils of their former empire. I was like, clever. I like that. And so then he sets off to get Baby Yoda. And then this was something that I think the Critical Drinker pointed out. How do the tracking fobs work? Their mechanics seem to be really inconsistent and borderline magical, where it's like you just point it in a direction and it lets you know where the thing is. I mean, where's the planet you're going to? Is it 2 light years away? Is it 100 light years away? Like how do you coordinate? How do you plan on where you're going with just a beep? I mean, it worked in something like Aliens where, it's never going to be more than a few thousand meters away. So that kind of makes sense. But like, if you're talking about galactic distance, it's just going to beep as you get closer. And also, what the hell is the transmitter that the other person's carrying that can transmit a signal in real time across the galaxy? Now, I know this is Star Wars. It doesn't really deal with stuff like that, but don't make me think about it then, Just have it like let it communicate with his ship's computer or something. Make it like a quick fix. But yeah, that mechanic doesn't make any sense, and they use it as a plot device because as they get closer to Baby Yoda, it starts beeping. So it's like, what would you just be flying around the galaxy? Like, no. Oh, okay. We're going in the right direction. Like, that is ridiculous. I could imagine doing that in a car, let alone a spaceship over untold light years. So that should have been an easier fix. There should have been a cleaner way to point him in the right direction. But regardless, it's not too big of a deal, but it's one of those things where like, all right, if you really think about this is dumb. But then I like the Nick Nolte guy. I have spoken. I was saying I'd like to implement that in my own life. I have spoken. Just I'm in an argument with my friend or whatever, and he's just like, I have spoken. And like, that's the end of it. I love that. That's funny. Hey, Matt, you really need to get back to work. Like your break's over. No, I'm not going to do that. Come on, you work. I've spoken. Hey, babe, I'm going to go out with the guys tonight. No, you're not. It's our anniversary. Yeah, I have spoken. So I'll see you. That's kind of like, it's sort of like has a similar effect of like a Jedi mind trick. These are not the droids you're looking for. I have spoken. That'd be a cool superpower to have. That would be great. Just to be able to get out of any bullshit with just a little Jedi mind trick. All right, I'm babbling. Get back to the show. So then Mando goes and like has to get the infiltrate that compound. That was really cool because that to me felt like a video game. That's like I thought of Wasteland 2 when I saw that. It was like the way you have to like infiltrate these different compounds and kind of move your troops and like infiltrate and strategize and plan and think about it. That I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then the IG unit walks up and just starts blowing away things and spinning and shooting. That was really cool. That was fun. And then like the banter between the two of them in the middle of that firefight, that was funny. That worked. I kind of like that. And then like the bad guys bring like this big like big gun platform. That was pretty dope. And then Mando like hopping on it and like blowing everybody away with it. That was cool. And that totally felt like a video game. That reminded me of one of the sequences in Half-Life 2 when you're on the water in that little fan boat. And then you have to you invade this thing and there's like a mounted gun. And then when you're you take it out on your way in and on your way out, there's like a bunch of Overwatch troops. You got to take them all out. It's pretty cool. I like the parallels to video games there. Sometimes I think that doesn't work. In this instance, I thought it worked quite well. And then we get to the big reveal that he's there for Baby Yoda. Oh, Baby Yoda. Gee whiz, you're so adorable. I mean, Baby Yoda is super cute. And it is interesting that they planted that seed. Now, having seen a bunch of episodes, I know that I know how I feel about that. But right now, when you just see it, you just see Baby Yoda. Kind of cool. Like it is very cute, but it's like it also you're like, oh, what's this about? Is this like the reformation of the Jedi Order? Ooh, interesting. Where's this going to go? Why is the former Empire so interested in it? It's like, oh, there's like a whole thing here. I like that a lot. And it just ends there. And the reason I chose this background is because that is something I remember about this show that is remarkable, is the credit artwork is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It kind of reminds me of like graphic novels where like at the end, they'll have just like one really well illustrated frame or something like that, or like one page of just like brilliantly like detailed illustration. That's what I like the way that they do that with this show. I think it's clever. I don't know if this is concept art or just additionally commissioned art, but it looks really good. And I think it's a nice touch to add it in there. So at the end of chapter 1, I have very few complaints, very few things that are making me think about this show's going to suck or I don't like this. Like just stand alone, right? Like that just as it exists, even with, the lingering sequel trilogy criticisms in my head, looks awesome. Like you're like, oh, this is fun. Like I like this world building. There's a bit of fan service and which is kind of irksome, but it doesn't just detract from your enjoyment. And the IG unit blowing stuff away and Mando with all these like different I don't know, facets of who he is and who he interacts with. You're like, dope, dope, dope. So chapter 1 of Mando, gets I'd say A minus, points lost for too much fan service. And then there was one moment too, where I was like, oh wait, and I know it's just action movie stuff, but it's like Mando and the IG unit are like in the big shootout, and some guy gets the drop on Mando and then just like hits him in the back. He basically just like tapped him on the shoulder and was like, hey, shoot me. It was so stupid. I was like, I mean, I know this is like an action movie thing, but it's like, that's just dumb. So there's like some things there, like the monster in the beginning, just like, disposable monster. How ingenious. But I mean, overall, chapter 1 rules. All right, let's see how I feel about chapter 2, huh? I know you guys are on the edge of your seats. All right, so that is Mando chapter 1 review. Hope you guys loved it. Hope it changed your life. Hope it changed your relationship with Star Wars and the Mandalorian, and you think everything I say and do is amazing. I really, genuinely do. Genuinely. I can't leave you guys with that. That's ridiculous. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the Mando chapter 1 review. Please like the video. I mean, if you did like it, I hope that you liked it. If you're stuck around this long, I imagine you did. So please press that like button. Please do it. It means a lot. Even if the video is not your favorite, but you like me, please press like. It means the world. It means the world. It promotes my video. It gets other people to see it. It lets YouTube know I'm no joke. The more people seeing it, the more people who will maybe subscribe. Hopefully you, if you haven't already. And that gets me closer to my goal of getting monetized, which is down the road, but coming up quick. Thank you so much to all my viewers. So please do that. It means a lot. It means a whole lot. And I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and watching all the things I do. And that's that. That is chapter 1. So I'll see you guys on chapter 2.
Deuces.